We're doing some demonstrations on plexiglass in the next couple of days, a few demonstrations. Unfortunately, the paint cannon, the Wagner 250 I used in my demonstrations, decided to shut down. The nozzle where you squeeze that broke. So I had to order a new one, which I'll have that here tomorrow overnight, or the next day overnight shipping. We should have it so we can finish the rest of the projects need to be done. We have to do two company demonstrations. One is going to be for front projection and one is going to be for rear using our technology, sun killer technology and invisible technology. Now, this is not invisible technology. This is actually coated on a piece of plexiglass. This is using the 38 Black Widow. We're not using any visible technology here. Just wanted to see exactly how amazing this would look, because this is one of the processes, the process that we're going to be doing for the church. And we're going to be doing something a little different with the surface and showing them how to do it to get the screen to pull up. But right now we have this in our maxed out zone. Do we have meters down here? We need meters down here. And to show you what we're going to be doing from here. I got to go upstairs. I got to get a few things. Got to remember to plug these into the subs upstairs and so we can get started. And we have a customer's wallpaper screen. We also will be painting and testing today also. Let me go grab a few things real quick. I'm going to be getting some more of those small sample sheets because we need those. Those are fantastic for doing tests against, as I said, gray and white products to show you that these screens are not going to be able to pull the contrast and color. So let's show you what we're going to get out of this. I'll bring this back to the beginning. A lot of people have been asking us about plexiglass, applying the technology to plexiglass, and this is what you get. So we have the fabric screen that's coated with our technology, and this is the plexiglass. Oh, meters. I'm walking around the house trying to remember everything. We gotta get meters down here. First, I gotta put the cannon up. 4 different directions, people. Gotta get everything done. Forgot to put the cannon up. Can't use this right now until we get our new other sprayer, because that one now is not working. And I brought the drill down here for something. Oh, we got a project upstairs going on. I'll be back. I got a lot going on right now. Got the meter. That's great, man. Sorry about this, people. I'm doing like 4 or 5 things at the same time. Forgot to set the portrait projector. Forgot to go upstairs and set up another demonstration up there for somebody else. And I got to do a portrait demonstration. So I'm doing more 4 or 5 things at the same time right now. Okay, let me see. I have to do a demonstration on the portrait screen today. So we'll get this in a few minutes. Sorry, there's a lot going on right now. Okay. We'll be getting back to this in a few minutes. All right, this is going to be for the wallpaper for the customer's screen for him. We got to get him set up, so that has to be done. And we're going to be actually coating for the 250 today. We're going to prime the 250 today. We don't have enough paint to literally paint a 250 yet. And then after that, this has to be stripped down, taken apart, and I have to build a makeshift stand upstairs on the deck for the 150-inch to get that measured and get that ready. So I have a lot to do today. All right, so let's get started on this one. The people have been asking about the plexiglass and what's the best surface to paint on. It's plexiglass. It actually works extremely crazy on plexiglass, but as I said, plexiglass can be very expensive. This little piece right here cost me $80. So imagine, like I said, the wallpaper surface we have over here, we're going to be doing for the customer pretty soon. That one right there, we're doing it today. That one cost me 28 bucks.
I need a double stuffed Oreo glass, guys.
You got it.
Gonna need a double stuffed Oreo waffle.
And where is the meters? I'm trying to get record of my meters in here. So we have this on display. All right, perfect. Let me pause this because we need meters to be present in the environment. So here's the meter right here. Because this is what we were showing to our comp. People are doing business with us. They want to see meters display, how much like we're doing in this because, like I said, we have to back everything up. You can see right there, maxed out as always in the maxed out zone. This is the plexiglass, which you've been asking us about painting on sheets of plexiglass. This is the plexiglass, what it looks like on plexiglass. That's what it looks like on fabric. That's the fabric that was treated with the multiple coats to make it real stiff. And this right here is the plexiglass. Now, like I said, we can't do invisible demonstrations today. Paint sprayer broke today, so we bought a new one. And I already advised the people who were doing these demonstrations for that we'll have it shipped in tomorrow. I had to ship it overnight. Okay, while you guys watch that, I have a few things around the house I have to get taken care of, and I got to get the screen stripped out over here to get ready for a demonstration later on. Oh, by the way, all 720p. There's the projector right there, 720p only.
good spine never quits. That sounds so cool. This is gonna be fun.
So we had people been asking us about micro mesh. This right here surface is actually micro mesh. We're going to be doing some demonstrations outside, showing you how wind can travel through it. Where are the remote controls for sound down here? None to be found. Hold on. Turn this down a little bit. Alright, so we've been getting inquiries about micro mesh, coding micro mesh. As I said before, micro mesh is fantastic because your screen doesn't turn into this massive sail at the end of the day with a lot of resistance. Micro mesh air can travel right through it with no problem whatsoever. So we're going to be doing some demonstrations. This is one of the test services that is coated with 38 Black Widow Invisible. So we're going to be doing some demonstrations on that. We're going to figure out how we're going to mount this from the deck. Once it's hang from the deck, so plenty of air can travel through it. We can do demonstrations off of it. This is why I explained to you, we have so much content to be able to show you at the end of the day, but like I said, I can't do the other stuff. It's just too tiresome, it's too stressful. And on top of that, it's a waste of time. You can see already, every time we come in here, you turn the camera on, it's always going to be something different. So we're going to be doing all kinds of interesting stuff. A lot of people have been asking us about micro mesh, and we've done this in the past, so that's what we're going to be doing now. How does micro mesh look on the technology? Well, let's show you. And there you are, plexiglass, micro mesh, and fabric. The technology is designed to bind to just about anything it hits. And the beautiful thing about micro mesh is air can travel through it, and you don't have to worry about your screen going boom, boom, like the screen I'm having right now outside at 180 inches. All that wind is hitting the back of the screen. It's causing a ton of resistance on the screen. But by using micro mesh, air can travel right through the screen without having any fluctuation to the surface whatsoever, which means it will not distort your image. Now you have to use a certain kind of micro mesh. It's a very, very fine micro mesh. Let's go grab something else. Oh, this is something new. Oh, this is a new one. Yes. Lots of red. You know what red does on a gray screen at the end of the day? It doesn't pick up. That's what I said. If you're watching these demonstrations being done in a dark environment, that is a huge red sign. It's a no-no. Fully lit environment. That's how it's supposed to be done. With maxed out meters. That's why I prefer, if any place in the house to do a demonstration, I prefer to be down here. It's more of a challenge, more light. What if I got the parts to hang the micro mesh up? So how we're going to hang it up is we're going to use a spring system. So the spring can basically move back and forth with the wind. So we're going to get these springs from Lowe's. We're going to put a latch system from the top of the deck, hook them with the springs so they can move back and forth, and attach them to bungees, and the bungees will give it give to be able to move a little bit back and forth, but wind will be able to pass right through it. Now we have, this is for, all these are for companies. Every last one of these demonstrations are for companies. This is for a guy who has a magic show. This is for a fellow right here for the church. And then you'll see the invisible technology next. That's for a performing arts academy. And these are all involving venue projectors. Now, the only problem with the micro mesh is trying to get a surface that big. If you go to Amazon, they're only going to make it by 54. Majority of most of them are only 54 high. The only way you're going to be able to get it, you have to go to a fabric shop or some kind of shop that basically can manufacture that on a large roll. That's the only part. It is not going to be cheap. But in the long run, you're going to have a screen that air can pass through it. I'm trying to find other resources. I'm helping the guy out who actually has the magic shot. I think the magic shot, something what he has. But we're trying to find a source, a company where we can actually find that surface at a much larger size for much cheaper. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why we have the specification sheet on the website that says what you can paint it on, because we tested this already. Any demonstrations you see me done, we've done these already. That's why the specification sheet is there. Now soon, today, we're going to be painting a customer's wallpaper surface. We don't do wallpapers. This is a special order, and we're going to be displaying it so you can see it. That's what we have over there in the box, right over there. Mind you, this is all in 720p. $270 eBay projector. That's it. No 4K, no 1080p. No special perks, nothing.
It's okay that we're here.
It's okay that you're here. That's good.
I'm not parked illegally.
That's hilarious. Now the plexiglass surface over there that's coated in the 38 Black Widow wasn't sprayed on, it was rolled on with a paint sprayer. That's sprayed, that's rolled on, that's sprayed in the back. No, sorry, rolled on, sprayed. It doesn't make a difference with the technology if you roll it on or spray it on. It's not going to streak. It's streak proof. It depends on how big of an application you have to do at the end of the day. Now, me personally, if I'm doing a 180 inch screen, I can roll 100 and 200 inch screen easily. But anything bigger than that, 300 inches, I'm definitely going to spray that in. Now, you can do a spray and roll. A spray and roll is basically, some people will roll the screen in and then go over it with a light coating of spray to actually smooth it out. That's another way you can do it. There's so many different applications on how you can apply paint. What I want to do is I want to airbrush the screen in with our technology. See what that looks like. Do it on glass. Did the drill. I know I put it downstairs. I'll take that screen apart. Now, because the ground is saturated, it's not going to dry in time. We are going to do some demonstrations outside. I'm going back outside with a motorized projection screen. We we got 2 sets of hooks put up. We got one against the side of the house, which I can do underneath the kitchen, or basically on the far end over there, which not a good idea because it's soaked over there. So if we don't get any more rain today, I'm definitely going to be doing some demonstrations on the motorized Pac-Man screen. I had a ball with that thing yesterday. I had a fellow on the forum site say you got 100% contrast at a projector with a 100:1 contrast ratio. That projector in the next room, the ViewSonic, has a 20,000:1 contrast ratio. You couldn't tell one from the other. And that's the point I was trying to get across, instead of spending all this money because the projector has a high contrast ratio. With a black screen, that's something you don't have to worry about. My customers don't have to worry about at the end of the day, worrying about if they have enough contrast. Like I said, we're not going to talk about the trolls anymore. We're done with them. But we are still going to discuss gray products and white products. And if this bothers you, then it clearly shows at the end of the day, this is what you support. Bye-bye. All right, so let's move on. So as I said before, we are going to be discussing gray products, and we're also going to be discussing the white products. As we said before, this is products that, again, at the end of the day, do not work at all. And we're going to be doing quite a lot of demonstrations. We have companies up there that are very interested in knowing whether or not it's a good idea to actually paint their screens with a gray product, or to use an original white screen. And we're here to tell you, no, it's a bad idea. So we had a few people in the room, they left right away. We can tell these are people that support the gray screen paint products. They do come into our channel from time to time to watch and see what we're doing. But the minute we start mentioning anything about great products, they leave right away. They get very upset. So we know who you are. But like I said, come in anytime and watch. Come in anytime and watch. You can see how it's done. So as you can see, fully lit environment, maxed out environment, and we have several different surfaces, and our screen is performing quite nicely at a projector that cost us $270. Again, we save you thousands and hundreds. If anything was going on in the other channels that were interesting, they would be there, but they're always over here. Always watching. Now, a true screen paint should not require a high-powered projector, should not require a projector with insane contrast capabilities, should not require calibrating, and should not be in a dark environment at all. You're going to do an environment, ambient light environment. You need to do an environment that is fully lit. And you need to show meters. So those of you that are buying projection screens for the first time, if someone tells you that a great product is going to work, or a white screen, this is a lie. This is not going to work. That's why we tell them, before you buy products from us, go compare our technology or our demonstrations to anybody else. We are unmatched. And our challenges are definitely unmatched. Let's go to another one. Let's see. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go to, let's see. What you should be looking for is a product that's going to allow you to use it in a fully lit environment. A product that's not going to cost you thousands of dollars on a projector. A product where you do not have to calibrate. And again, you do not want to be stuck in a dark environment. What is the purpose of getting an ultra short throw projector that's designed to be a tabletop TV projection screen if you have to be submerged in darkness every time you turn it on? That's something you do not want. And for those of you who have spent the money for 4K and 1080p projectors, you want to make sure you get the most from your investment, not something where someone has to cut corners in order to be able to produce a screen. If your technology works the way it says it does, and I'm talking about anybody, you should not have to rely on overpriced, expensive projectors, something that a customer cannot relate to. My projector behind me, any customer can relate to or do better. The projector I have in the theater room upstairs at 1,000 lumen, portable projector, anyone can beat that projector. The projector I have sitting in the lounge at 18 feet from the screen, anybody can afford it, anybody can beat that projector. So if I were to do just a basic demonstration on just my projectors alone, I would crush them with no problem whatsoever, because my projectors are way below the price of most projectors on the market. Let me go fire up my portrait mode projector, which I have to do a demonstration with that. That is another projector that I sat there and paid only $109. The ultra short though, $60. That's it. And the big boy projector over there, $500. So all the projectors we have in here will not equal up to $3,000. And as you've seen last night, certified screens, we did a demonstration, very easy, certified with no problem whatsoever. So no, we save you hundreds and thousands of dollars. As I said, we don't have to do a challenge to swap out a projector for a year. We do it automatically. Yeah, the technology we develop can transfer to the screen. Again, meter readings completely maxed out. As you can see, fully lit environment, no dark corners. We don't count the door at all, period, because that's not making contact with the screen. We don't even count the window light because of the extension to the kitchen and the deck. Yeah, that we don't count that. The only thing we count in the environment is that's it. And we have another one of those lights behind the back of the screen. We don't count that either because that's not making contact with the screen. This is the only light that's making contact. So you can see where my meter is sitting, not near any doors. No, not near the doors, not near the windows, and nowhere near in the sight of the projector, actually under the projector. This is where the meter should be set. So you have to watch out for that too. People who cheat when they use meters. But they put a meter in the doorway. I've seen meters and bookcases near doors, and any light that comes through is going to affect the readings. I've seen demonstrations with meters right up in the front, or anything light coming from the projector is going to affect the reading. Even light placed in the same direction of the meter. When we request a meter reading, it must be on the floor only. That way, all the light must come from the ceiling. And if you have real lighting in that environment, then that meter will max out. See how well lit the environment is? That's how we know your lights are strong enough in your environment. You're using enough light. That's why we ask for the meter to be on the floor. You should be able to do this on a 720p projector with no problem. Now, I've done this multiple times on 1,000 lumen projectors. Oh, faithful, yeah, we've done this already. But we'll repeat that demonstration again for fun. And I said for fun because, again, we have done all these tests already on our products way before the product ever launched. So that's why this is easy. This is just basic, every day, just like taking a walk. Now, like I said, we're not going to give them any more challenges, but if I wanted to, I can make this a challenge. But it'd be a waste of time. So we're going to start doing demonstrations to help people that are buying screens for the first time, to show you what you don't want to buy and to watch out for the smoke and mirrors in these demonstrations. And that's what I should be doing. instead of basically entertaining or basically, well, we defended our company, we did what we had to do, we're done. But instead of going on and on in this, I need to go in and try to help customers that are going to be misled by these individuals so they don't fall into a trap of buying something that they could have made themselves or gone to any local paint store and picked up themselves because, again, they can't back the product. Or being subjected to thinking that the screen really looks that way when all the while it's just a projector doing all the work. Anytime you want to do a projector comparison, I got a 720p sitting in the room at 1,000 lumens with no problem. And I'm going to keep that in there for a while. I have no plans to change that out until I can find me a projector. I want a projector of that size to fill out that screen. Well, some of it, most of it, or whatever we got to do. Either way, I want a small projector in there. Oh, let's go over. We're in that one, right? Let's go check out over here. I want to go over here real quick. Yeah, go to the channel real quick. I want to go to, let's see. Let's check this one out. So what we have here is we have micro mesh coated with our formula. We have plexiglass, and then we have fabric treated with network grade 773. That's what I like about the network grade 773 as a primer. It is absolutely amazing. Because usually you have to roll over a screen with gray paint. It's thick. It takes forever to spread from one section to the next. It becomes a headache. But the network gray rolls on so smoothly. I actually did a tutorial demonstration on how to turn fabric to make it flat as a board. That people are asking, how come the screen behind me that's fabric has no wrinkles or it has nothing, it's just flat as a board? It's because we treated it over and over again with network grade 773. If you notice that the screen I had out back had no ripple into the screen, the motorized screen, because that surface is painted multiple times. It is now up to, yes, 12, 21, and it has a 38. It has 3 applications on the Pac-Man screen now. No jam to the motor, nothing. That's why we need to be here to correct the misleading information, such as paint, how to paint a screen, how much paint it takes. Now, we're going to do the wallpaper screen with just 20 ounces. This is all we need. We've done the demonstration already. We'll be doing it again. Another one. Let's see. I'm gonna do the fire starter. Nah, that's something. A lot of white in it. That's what I want. I do the contrast, but like I said, there's no point because the screen's black. We show up contrast to show how heavy our contrast levels come in. But as I said before, when a person's showing off a screen, they need to show off the weak parts of the screen. Or it's supposed to be the weak parts of the screen. Now, black screens, or some people said don't have to go to full white levels, that's pitch posh. We're in here doing it right now. But gray screens, on the other hand, show too many bright colors. And that's why I explained to you, when you're watching a demonstration with the gray screen, you should be requesting contrast levels because that's something the screen does not have the capability to do. Contrast levels in fully lit environments. That's why we do a lot of demonstrations with a lot of white levels, snow levels, skin tones, stuff like that. And we like to do all that in a max out zone. Now, for individuals out there that are trying to explain how black screens actually work, let me tell you how it works because you don't understand what you're talking about. And I do know because I have talked to companies who do develop dark technology, sometimes black technology. And for them, they say the reason why Black screens are usually never displayed in fully lit environments, not in dark environments. You got it mixed up. You're saying that black screens don't produce in the dark environment. This is where you're incorrect. The reason why is because the surface is dark. Now, mind you, having a surface that dark is going to have to reflect white light. In an environment with a lot of light where your lumen count, number one, from your projector is going to get eaten up extremely fast, especially if you're outside. The black screen is going to have to maintain a bright enough and high enough gain to produce a high enough white level in a fully lit environment. Extremely hard when it's outside. So when it's as a white screen, it's going to be to reflect a much higher white level. It is going to have an easier time producing a white level. The whiter the screen, the higher the white level, how that works. But a screen that's black is going to have a difficult time in a well-lit environment because number one, it's dealing with all the light in the environment, it has to fight with. And then on top of that, trying to produce a white image off a surface that's automatically black right from the door. That is very hard for a black screen to do. Lights out, on the other hand, is extremely easy due to the fact it has less ambient light to fight with, less to deal with, and the screen can generate a much higher white level. Now you see how it works? So you've got it mixed up completely. That's how I know you don't know what you're talking about. So usually when you watch a demonstration, as we saw with paint on screens, with their demonstration, with their screen claiming to be black, but it's a very dark gunmetal, we have this sample here. They explained, as I talked to the person on the phone, it was actually giving me the sample sheet. He was explaining the reason why those demonstrations are done because this black screens have a very hard time producing in fully lit environments due to the fact they don't generate a high enough white level. And it's harder for them to actually produce that white level in an environment that's already hostile with a ton of light to deal with on top of that. That's why the demonstrations are done in ambient light controlled or dark environments. And they use high-end projectors to be able to push a much higher white level. Now, that's why we have the 1,000 lumen projector, and that's why we do the demonstrations. We drop it at 1,000 lumens. We do the demonstration against black paint and black fabric to show you that even at 1,000 lumens, we can still maintain a white level higher than the black surfaces that are being displayed on the screen. Now, do you understand me? There you go. See, you didn't explain it that way because you don't know what you're talking about. So that way I explained it back to you so you can understand. And the reason why I know this is because I have talked to companies and corporations that deal with this technology and how they display the product, asking them to get an idea on what were the weaknesses in their technology. And one of the weaknesses in the technology they cannot produce black technology in fully lit environments because they don't generate enough white light. And therefore, because of that, we can do it at a lower lumen projector and in a well-lit environment and beat their product. See, you have to know your enemy, or not say your enemy, your competition, before you can actually go out in battle. A good strategist before going out into war will always win because he knows what the enemy is going to do before it's going to do it. And a stupid strategist is one that walks out and gets murdered right from the door because he has no information, no intelligence whatsoever, and he's an easy target. And that's what you have become to us, an easy target. Got to learn, gentlemen, at the end of the day, I'm always going to be 2 steps ahead. That's why the companies find our technology quite impressive, because we're doing the one thing that they can't do. And the reason why I know this is because I call, get questions, information, and I crack books at the end of the day. So you got it mixed up. So if you ever want to argue that one by saying that, hey, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I got 1,000 projectors sitting up in the next room. I can fire it right now, and I can produce an image off my screen. And I can do it against certifieds. I can do it against gray paint with no problem. And then I can project off my ceiling that's 150 inches that has a lamp or a ceiling fixture right in the center of it. So no, you guys don't know what you're talking about at the end of the day. All right, people, we're going to figure out to get the hardware. I might just go. I'm not going to go over it. It'll take me forever to get it from the hardware I need to hang this thing. I'm just going to go over to Amazon, order my parts, get it here the next day, and then we can string this thing up. Because, like I said, I do want to test some mesh to see how the air is going to travel through. So that came out looking pretty nice. We did all this about a couple of days ago. Like I said, I can't do everything on camera because we have a lot to do. We're going to be doing next, we're going to do on customer screen over here. So we're going to prime the surface first, because I said before, the fiberglass has a bit of an interesting surface to it. So we're going to prime it first using the primer we made, coat over that, and then after that, we're going to take a 20-ounce, knock that out. Once that's done, we're going to hook it up to this already here, from here to here, with a little bit of that tape, because this screen is very, very light. So we need to hang here, and we're going to do a demonstration of that next, that we can show that to the customer, that way you get a chance to see how it's done. You're going to have plenty of paint left over from the 20 ounce. It doesn't take much to knock it out. So that's going to be next. If the weather, I got to see what we got, because I didn't even check the forecast right now. We can't be here because this is all mud. But I do have hooks here, or nails here and here, where we can come up here and we can actually hang the screen right here if we want, which is going to be protected, because you don't have to worry about anything coming down. And this should look nice with the lights reflecting off this white. I got to clean this. I got to get a power wash or something to clean this. It's looking kind of weird. Anyway, so I got to get that done. So we have still a lot to do today, and I still have orders to get out for customers too on top of that. But that's why I think we need to concentrate on trying to help people out that are going to be buying home theater packages, or whatever we're going to be doing for the first time. And like I said, because that's why we put the challenge out. The challenge is also put out because at the end of the day, you need to know exactly what you are actually buying. You need to know, that's why these tests need to be done. And when these people are talking about these products, they should have done these tests a long time ago. We should have never had to request these tests from them. Asking them to test their products against different grade mixes and paints and stuff like that should have been done a long time ago, before the product was ever launched. That's why when we do demonstrations, we do the black on black test. We have them on the website, showing our products against different forms of black surfaces and fabrics and stuff like that. We have Old Faithful, the 1,000 lumen projector, which we like to use quite a lot. And then we do the demonstrations at 5,000 lumens and 4,000 lumens, because we have companies that request the screens to be displayed that way, especially on plexiglass, to make sure that the product's not hot spotting. So it's a lot of things. You have to have all different forms of projectors when you're doing these tests. If someone's out there calls themselves making screen paints and they have only 1 or 2 projectors, very little sample sheets, and they're using the same demonstration over again, same settings, no, you don't do that. Even the companies don't even do that at the end of the day. So you should have multiple projectors in your arsenal to be able to show your screens on just about every level, not the same projector day in and day out. And you should have different size screens and different forms of fabrics and stuff like that, so people can see, okay, how it's going to look to this, how it's going to look to that. They have to be able to compare that at the end of the day. And for a customer who's buying for the first time, we can show you how to set up a complete package for $650. Display the projector right off the wallpaper surface. This is what the customer is doing now. This is what he's doing. He's going to display a screen, $28, we showed you, even with the Fire Stick, all for $650. You can get the Fire Stick, $39, the wallpaper, $28. The same projector I have in the demonstration, I don't know if he still has a link there or not, but we had, the fellow was selling for $179 with free shipping. Same projector we did in the demonstration. The speaker sound bar was using in the demonstration. Nice system. I got that for, when I paid for $120, but now they're $98, so you can save even more money. And when we put the 650 mark on there, we marked the projector at $250, just in case, because they usually go for $250, but at $179, you're still saving more money. So you get wallpaper screen, you get the projector, you get the sound bar, you get the Fire Stick, and then you get our amazing technology that turns that surface into a black OLED surface that you can use in the morning hours, in the afternoon, right next to a window, without washing out or fading at the end of the day, and without calibrating or expensive projectors. And that's $209. Altogether, you have a complete system. Compared to somebody who has to, at the end of the day, $3,300 for a projector that cannot be used in a fully lit environment and has to be calibrated at the end of the day. That's not good at all, period. All right, I just thought about that. How many 650s can we actually fit into $3,300? Quite a bit. I'll probably have enough to actually do a few rooms in the house. Let me see if we have anything else here. And we're busy about it down right here. I don't want to go over my time here. All right, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. We're going to save you hundreds and thousands of dollars, showing you at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about dealing with calibrated projectors, dark environments, and overpriced, expensive projectors. All right, gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Oh, by the way, for those who've been asked about shipping, we ship all over the world for free, no surcharges. We don't do that over here. Thank you for your time. You have to go, and God bless.